Live, pal.
What a time to be alive. It's the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5 FM. I am Lord Mark Williamson. Sitting across from me in the studio right now is Dan Leonard. Dan, we are here for another week planning Australia's greatest wrestling show.
Mate, I have to admit, hi Mark, but I have to, and hi listeners, I have to admit I do miss that introduction music I used to get, the Joe Hendry remix.
Oh, well, sorry, we're changing it up, Dan Leonard. It's thrown you off. You never can't say it's wrestling time. It's wrestling creating time.
Yeah, I guess.
The gist of our show, we're here to create Australia's greatest wrestling event. We have been, since the start of the new year, rebranding, coming up with the greatest show in Australian professional wrestling history. We do all our planning on air, and we've got a show for you tonight, don't we, Dan?
We've got a show and a half. I'm very excited. I think I say that every week. Scared and excited, Mark.
Oh, very excited. Now, look, I do have to say a big hello. We've got some new listeners.
Really?
We have listeners from America, so big hello. Yeehaw over there. I hope you are enjoying it. I hope this is making a nice distraction for whatever's going on over
howdy.
there.
Howdy, boy.
And Czech Republic. We had an email from Anton from the Czech Republic.
Anton?
He has been listening to us because we're here on 2RRR 88.5, but we are also available. You can listen to the podcast version of this, available on Spotify, wherever you get your great podcasts. And Anton let us know that he thinks we're babyfaces.
Really?
He thinks we're a couple of great baby faces, loves what we're doing.
Thanks,
so
Anton.
I should now be known as the Henley Rattlesnake, Mark Williamson. I'm the Henley Rattlesnake.
How does that come
Lord
about?
Mark Williamson. Well, we're baby faces. Maybe we don't need a rebrand.
If only you told me a couple of weeks ago before I sold off all that merch.
Well, you jumped
For
the
a
gun
song.
buying it, then you jumped the gun selling it.
Yeah.
Look, I mean to be distracted, Dan, but we have a caller and we've been in the studio kind of setting up the show and talking things, and the phone has been going off. So, look, I'm just going to answer this. Hello, you are on the air of the Babyface broadcast with Lord Mark Williamson and Dan Leonard. Who am I speaking to?
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You're speaking to your oldest frenemy, Krackerjak, the Australian wrestling legend. And I have a lot of grievances, and I've got a big fleshy axe to grind, and I'm here to do it right now.
Hey, look, I don't know what you've got an axe to grind for, mate. You know, like, why are you so angry? I haven't done anything to you. We haven't done anything to you. We've been quite polite.
Well, as you know, I am famous within Australian wrestling for being a man of ethics and principle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
sure, I could let it slide when you're kidnapping psychotics. That's doing God's work. I can get behind that. But what I cannot abide by is you infringing on my intellectual property.
What's your intellectual property? I haven't infringed on any intellectual property.
You have. I'm the Australian wrestling legend. And now I hear you're looking to run an event, an Australian Wrestling Legends event. And not only have you not hired me for this event and put me center of one of your wretched AI-generated posters and sent me a bucket load of money, I'm not even getting the residuals for hedging in on my intellectual property. Explain this to me, Mark.
Well, you're an Australian wrestling legend. This is Australian Wrestling Legends. It's got the S. It's like multiple, as where you are one legend. This is legends. And it's legends. So I don't say I have done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong.
Just dig upwards, Dubs. Dig upwards. So, firstly, the whole point of thee is that I am the definitive article. The even just pluralizing legends is you're diminishing the value of my brand.
But you can't just say, like, there's lots of legends. There's not only one legend. There's multiple legends. Like, I'm a legend. I'm an Australian wrestling legend too. Like, I've done lots of things in Australian wrestling. So you just saying you're the only legend. There can't just be one legend. There's legends, hence the show, Australian Wrestling Legends.
That's exactly what it is. It's singular. It's me. It's not you. I get something else. Call yourself an icon. I'm sure Rocky won't sue you. Be an icon. That'll be fine.
No, I have an understanding with Rocky. Rocky said, never call yourself an icon. And I'm like, and he's like, never call yourself an icon. I'm like, no worries, Rocky. He was polite about it. There was like an initial thing. But like, if I was to call the icons, but you know, I don't want you to know what the problem is. Like, you know, you maybe could be booked on the show. Maybe if you were a bit nicer to me, maybe I could book you on the show.
I refuse to be nicer to you. I should have set you on fire 15 years ago when I had the chance. And should that chance arise again, I will take it. But in the meantime, here's what I'm going to do for you. You son of a bitch bastard turd. I am going to lawyer up. I'm going to get Colby on the phone contacting his old legal buddies, and we are going to sue you until your balls explode. How's that sound?
All right, well, you know what? Sue me. I dare you. Sue me. Sue me. I've got good lawyers too. You can sue me. It's legends, not legends.
I'm coming for all your radio money, and you'll be penniless, and I'll have a new coat, and I'll look fantastic, and you will suffer.
All right, well, I'm going to end this call. I've had enough of this rubbish. That was Krackerjak, the so-called Australian wrestling legend, not going to be seen on Australian Wrestling Legends. I'm going to go to a song. Absolutely useless in that last call.
What?
Your microphone was turned on.
Me?
No help at all. You just sat there like a stunned mullet, just like not saying anything, just looking away. You didn't even look at me. I've got nowhere else to look at the studio, and you are looking out the window to the empty studio next to us here, Dan Leonard.
Mate, listen. I've known you and Krackerjak for nearly 20 years, all right? And I've learnt during that time that it's unwise to get between the two of you in an argument. So I'll keep him well out of it.
But like he's out of line. He's out of line.
Look, I think you've got him legally.
Legends.
But look, getting back to you having a go at me, mate, I'm not in any sort of fit shape to get involved in any sort of altercation. Can't you see the bruises all over me?
Yeah, you do get bruises all over your face.
Yeah.
It's very different from the shade of red that you usually have in your face.
A bit more black and blue, yeah.
Yeah. What's happened?
Oh, look, Persephone gave me an Arabian... Persephone, my wrestling buddy, she gave me a Arabian face buster on the weekend. And
Persephone from the place that used to be Drummoyne RSL.
Yeah. She knows a few wrestling moves.
How much money have you spent on wrestling lessons?
You know, couple of thousand.
A couple of thousand? I thought you said you just blew your life savings.
I took out a loan. It's all right. It's all going to sort it out. I've got a scheme.
Why are you wrestling training?
I just like it.
Are you thinking we're going to put on a show and you're going to be a wrestler, or are you just doing this for fitness?
Look at me. Do I look fit?
No, that's why I'm surprised.
Mate,
you're doing.
If I'm going to be a booker on this show,
how much is she charging you? You're going to be a booker on the show. We're not even.
Look, let's not talk about Persephone right now.
Look,
we can talk about her later.
Look. I
don't want to jump the gun here, but I know you wanted to talk about personnel. Oh please! I've only just started. You can't.
It's a Dan Leonard derail. You talking about Persephone. You've wasted valuable minutes of this show talking about your wrestling training and your bruised face, and you're spending thousands of dollars on someone called Persephone who I've never heard of.
She's very talented.
Yeah, obviously.
Anyway.
But look, last week.
Yes.
We are trying, enough of this nonsense. We are trying to organise Australia's greatest wrestling event. Now, by we, I mean I... tried to book the domain after your horrible suggestions of Blacktown RS.
And you blew
Blacktown
it.
PCYC.
You tried to book the domain and you blew it.
Here's a bit of a recap.
Are you with a particular production company?
I'm not with a production company, but like I've got... Do you reckon you guys would take a door deal? Like if I was to give you $1 off each ticket, would you guys be happy with that? Because that is like $50,000. Maybe more if you let more people in.
Okay, that is not how we work, and like I said, we do have a proposal process. So you're not with a big production company. You don't have insurances and.
No. Well, just hang on. No. It's like I'm not like Lord Mark Williamson, and I'm doing the show with Dan Leonard. We're from a radio show. We're putting together the greatest wrestling event in Australia. So it's just Dan and myself at the moment.
Did you say Lord?
Yes, Lord. I'm going to cut it off there. So it's been brought to my attention that we're probably not going to be taken seriously if it's just us two trying to put on a wrestling show. So we need to build a production team. We need to be a production company.
Personnel.
Personnel.
Yes.
We need a great team. We're a couple of great leaders without a team, Dan Leonard. And by a couple of great leaders, I'm a great leader, and you're just Dan Leonard.
I'm there. Listen, that's why I mentioned earlier, if you're talking about a team, you need a booker, and I'm here, mate. I'm here for you.
What is your experience of booking?
I've watched a lot of wrestling.
Well, let's give you the book straight away, shall we?
Look,
let me tell you, before you start rattling on,
okay.
Anytime I've started a wrestling company, and I've started a lot, people offer their help. Oh, let's help. I'd love to help you out. I'll help you with the booking. No one else wants to do any of these jobs, Dan Leonard. The jobs that matter.
Look, I'm just saying I've got ideas, especially with the lady wrestling. Like, I've got some great ideas. We could do, like, mud wrestling matches, apartment wrestling, foxy boxing. I mean, you name it. I've got some big ideas.
They are not professional wrestling ideas. It seems like you want to run a smut show.
No, this is legitimate wrestling.
You know, so people used to say you were a filthmonger, and I have to agree with it.
Oh, hey,
You've got a bruised face. You're spending money on this person called Persephone.
She's lovely.
Yeah, I can tell. And now you want to book women's wrestling in foxy boxing. You know, most female wrestlers, or lady wrestlers as you call them, and Rob Van Dam
calls them, yeah.
probably don't want to be near you.
Oh,
They probably think you're a bit of a creep.
Hey.
I'm just saying, your kind of antics on this show, you're not convincing me you're not a creep.
Okay, that's harsh. That's all I'm saying, harsh. Okay, let's put the booking aside for the moment. We can talk about this again another time.
So you said you got ideas.
I got ideas.
Personnel.
Okay, if you don't want me to be a booker,
No.
I could be your treasurer because I'm pretty good with money.
No. You're terrible with money.
No,
you blew your life savings to buy merch.
Yeah.
Before you even announced anything.
Yeah.
Then you sold it straight away for a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
Then you've told me you've got a bank loan out.
Yeah.
To get wrestling lessons from a woman called Persephone.
Yes.
At a place that used to be an RSL club that I don't want to say what the place is now.
Look,
it's not a wrestling training place.
Okay, listen, I know I've had some problems with finances in the past, but I'm working on making back all the money that I've lost and then some. Okay, like I said earlier, I've got a scheme. I've got a little scheme. It's on the boil as we speak. It's a bit hush-hush. I've got more information about that next week, but I'm very excited. I'm excited about a lot of things, Mark.
I'm surprised the government hasn't stepped in and put you on one of those things where they control the money because you can't be trusted.
Stum, Mark. Stum. Let's talk about treasurer later, okay? I could put those two
I don't
jobs
think you're
aside.
going to be treasurer.
Okay. Here's a clear and obvious one, mate. I've got 40 years experience as a wrestling journalist and this Australia's second greatest wrestling historian.
Okay.
I'll be your publicist.
Okay.
I can work in, I can talk to newspapers and liaise with magazines, all that legacy media stuff. I'm all over that.
That's great. What about other wrestling kind of websites? The unregulated cowboy podcasts. So we need to start getting in touch with.
Podcasts?
Yeah, the kind of social media, press releases on that.
I've still got my account in MySpace and Vine. I'm it's a bit lonely out there, I have to admit.
No one uses it, you idiot. So let me get this straight. You can do press releases.
Yes.
For legacy media.
I've got a fax machine. I can send
a fax machine.
Oh yeah.
Let's think of something else.
Well, okay. Put me aside for a moment.
Put you aside.
You're probably quite happy to do that.
Yes. Regretting a lot of decisions right now, Dan.
Well, this one you're not going to regret.
In utter contempt. If I had a cigar, I would blow cigar smoke right in your face right now.
Smoking is illegal in this office, mate, in this studio. I have taken the liberty of putting together a team. Now, I haven't paid them anything yet. I've told them that they'll get some money when we have the money, but I've got a team.
Have they started work?
Sort of. Look, first up, we need a backstage physio on our team.
Sorry, I've gotten this conversation started. We need a team to help build the production
But
thing.
you're going to need someone to help get the wrestlers into shape.
You are 20 steps ahead of where we need to be. Sure, our physios are great.
Yeah.
Not now.
Oh, listen, Persephone's very keen.
So she's a wrestling trainer. She's a physiotherapist.
I can testify that she's very good at rub downs.
Bet you she rubbed something out.
Mate, I tell you what, I got a massage last weekend and I felt $1 million afterwards. Actually, I wish I had $1 million, but that's
Probably cost
thing.
you $2 million for it.
Anyway, I'm just saying she's very good with her hands. So,
It's terrible.
just,
I can't believe I've gone into business with you. You're an idiot.
I'm not.
You're an idiot.
Okay. Anyway, Persephone's ready to go. Now,
No.
look, the guy who's going to run the sausage sizzle,
Oh, my.
he didn't come cheap, but, he's a 2-star Michelin chef. Well, that's what he tells me. So Claudio is worth every penny, I reckon. He makes an incredible fried onion and sausage sandwich.
How's this going to help us get the show up and running?
People will be happy to pay $2 for a gourmet sausage sizzle sandwich.
Idiot.
Anyway, next I want to talk about the brass band.
A brass band.
Yeah. We needed entertainment during the intermission, so I hired a brass band. And look, they're excellent, mate. They do a really good baby elephant walk.
Enough. No.
No to the brass band?
No to the brass band.
I think I'm
no
very...
to Persephone.
What?
No to the sausage sizzle. These are all terrible.
okay.
These aren't helping anything.
Last
you
of-
were just
Okay.
proving to the world, we've got listeners in the Czech Republic, we've got listeners in America, you are proving globally that you are a nincompoop.
Well, look, last on the list, mate. Okay, last on the list, personal security.
What do you need personal security for?
Oh, mate. Did you not listen to last week's episode? Like, Psychotic wants to kill us.
He's just going to attack your shins. He's fine.
And for some reason, he wants to kill me. Like, he doesn't like you. He hates me.
Yeah, lots of people hate you, Dan. I understand why.
That's why we need security. So we've got a security business. They're called Nothing Personal, Strictly Business.
So there's two idiots that are outside the studio.
Yeah, the guys in the black suits and sunglasses.
Wearing defendant suits.
Defendant suits?
Defendant suits. They're the sort of suits you pay $90 for when you wear to court because you've got nothing else to wear. They look like a couple of bums.
They're not bums.
They're bums.
They're quality gentlemen.
Do they have a security license?
And
how are you paying for this?
I told them that you'll pay them, when the
Well,
time...
Dan Leonard, I'm not paying for anything. And
What?
Look, I am. Well, the station needs some sponsors to pay for it. And so I'm going to cut to a sponsor break and I'm going to put a song on. I'm going to tell these two losers to nick off and we'll be back. And I'll go through exactly what you need for money and what you need for a professional wrestling show to go ahead. You're listening to the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5. Cutting edge radio here as we plan Australia's greatest wrestling show. Now, I've listened to Dan Leonard and his nincompoopery.
Thank you.
Of the last segment that my God. So I've got to tell you what we actually need, Dan Leonard.
Okay.
We need to organise a ring, whether we need to buy a ring or we hire a ring. We need to organise marketing. We need to organise a production crew. We need to organise someone who can look after websites. We need to organise insurance. Do you know what you need to do for a public liability insurance, Dan Leonard?
What's that?
It is a 40-page document.
Holy dooly.
A 40-page document for us to get public liability insurance. We need someone to create a website. We need a catchy, punchy website. We need someone who can do social media. Not just you with your MySpace or your Vines, or I don't even know what a Vine is, or me with my little Facebook posts and my random TikToks. We need someone who knows social media, who lives and breathes algorithms.
Okay.
That's what we need. We need PA systems. We need entranceways. We need all this before a wrestler is booked, Dan Leonard.
Security?
No. I've told those blokes they can leave.
They're still hanging around. I can see.
I know. I think they want to be paid by you, Dan Leonard.
I'm going to have to slip out the back door, I think.
You probably wouldn't be the first time. So these are all things we need before we can even think of wrestlers. So do you have any ideas for that, Dan? I dare not ask because I listened to your terrible ideas just earlier.
Well, you rejected everything I said. I'm terrified to say anything, but... We'll find people. I'm sure that. Look, it's a process. I'm sure we've got some friends and family members we can rope in.
Now, do you believe this is going to cost us money, right?
Oh, yeah.
this is. Now, you were willing to put your own money. You were so willy-nilly with your own money. The government need to step in, to be honest.
And I've got that loan out.
You've got that loan out, all that sort of thing.
Yep.
What if I was to tell you, let's get the rest of wrestling to pay for this for us?
That sounds brilliant.
The rest of wrestling to pay for this.
How are you going to do that?
Oh, I tell you how I'm going to do this. I'm assembling the board of wrestling.
The board of wrestling?
The board of wrestling, and the board of wrestling we will get into after this next song. I tickled your bob with a feather before. We are thinking of funding. I listed all these costs we needed before we even book a wrestler. And I talked to you, Dan Leonard, about the board of wrestling.
Yes.
So I'm going to get an allies of all the major wrestling promotions. We are going to declare ourselves the governing body of professional wrestling in Australia, and I'm going to charge them $2,000 for a lifetime membership of this board. Now, let's just say I get like 7 of them involved from different states.
Genius. Yes.
That is like, $14,000 that can go into just the setup.
Oh, yeah.
Just the setup. So I am going to phone my good friend Robert Oxley. Robert Oxley is, he helps run IWA. So let me get everything running right here. So we go.
Hello.
Hello, is this Rob?
Yes, who's this?
It's Lord Mark Williamson. How are you going?
Oh, Mark. Good. How are you?
Going very good, mate. Very good. Seemed you had another great tour up the North Coast for IWA.
We certainly did, yes, as we normally do. We've got a lot of big shows coming up as well. And how are you doing? How's the Babyface broadcast going?
Well, Babyface broadcast is going fine because you are on air right now.
Oh, am I? Oh, hang on. Let me give a shout out to big fan of the show, Mark Mercedes. I know he's out there listening. I wanted to be on.
Big shout out. Well, thank you about it. I wanted to pitch something to you on air because I love doing on-air pitches because it puts me on edge. I need to really do a good job.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you understand, like being involved, you're a big part of running IWA and there is no real regulating body in Australian wrestling. So I am looking to put together the board of wrestling. A number of like-minded people important in the business sit on a board and we decide the rules and regulations to stop these cowboy promoters coming in willy-nilly, people with no insurance, nutcases, the psychotics, the lunatics. We stop them from running shows and make business better.
You know what, Mark? That sounds like a fantastic idea. It's high time we get rid of these, what do you call them, cowboys?
Cowboys.
That's a great term for them. I think you're really onto something here, mate. I love it.
We get rid of the lunatics. We get rid of the psychotics. So it's a board of like-minded people. And Rob, I would love you to be part of this board. I would offering you the great chance of being a lifetime member of this board. All it is going to cost you is $2,000.
Mate, I would love to be a part of it myself. Sorry, how much did you say it was?
It'll cost you $2,000 to be a lifetime member. You're a young guy. That's lots of years. You'll be in charge of wrestling for lots of years.
Wait, sorry, did you say $2,000? Am I paying you $2,000?
Yes, $2,000.
Well, I'm paying you $2,000 to be on the board of wrestling.
You and other members of the board are paying $2,000. We need costs. These boards just don't run themselves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You had me for a second there. I see what this is. This is just some big con job.
No. The money's going to a good cause.
Mark, I thought you changed, man. I thought it's just another big grift, isn't it? You're no better than all those cowboys. This is
No.
unbelievable. Board of wrestling. What a stupid idea.
It's a great idea.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore, Mark. Please do not call me ever again. Thank you. Okay, goodbye.
He hung up on you.
He hung up on me.
So I suppose he won't be on your board of wrestling then.
No. I don't think $2,000 is much to ask.
Look, I throw $2,000 around all the time.
You threw $2,000 around willy-nilly. I didn't think it was that much to ask.
I know, I didn't think it was.
It was like making Aussie wrestling great.
You know, he's ungrateful.
Very ungrateful.
Yeah.
Very ungrateful. Look, we'll be back after this. Now is the time to reflect on what is going on in the rest of the world.
Oh, I'm glad you finally want to talk about some actual wrestling, Mark. Don't have a great deal of time. I got a lot to get through. You ready?
You've got 7 minutes.
Oh, that's heaps of time. Firstly, big news. Do you watch Australian Survivor?
No.
Well, you should. Jackson Goonry, who I don't know who Jackson Goonry is, but you might know him better as Scott Green.
Oh, I do know Scott Green.
Well-known IWA and MCW wrestler. He is a cast member on the new season of Australian Survivor.
There we go.
Following in the footsteps of Grayson Waller from WWE.
Well, I don't watch free-to-air TV, so I guess that puts... I'll catch up on the recaps.
Yeah.
You can tell me about it.
I don't watch it either. Oh, my wife watches it. So,
Yeah.
Though she's not talking to me now, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, no.
Now, in one of the more deluded statements I've heard on the internet in recent weeks, Nixon Newell, our good old pal Nixon Newell, I think she was Tegan Knox.
She used to wrestle as Tegan Knox in WWE.
She thinks the door isn't closed on her returning to AEW. After she and her girlfriend, can't remember her name, they walked out on the promotion during a TV taping because they didn't like how they'd been booked. That was late last year.
Yes.
But Nixon Newell thinks, oh no, everything's fine. If we want to come back, they'll have us.
Well, positive thinking, I guess. The power of positive thinking.
Exactly. Or deluded thinking.
She's going to manifest it.
Maybe. Speaking of manifesting, TNA manifested itself onto a new network, AMC, last week. Debut episode. Universally reviled episode.
I've seen lots of reviews, not very well paced, not very maybe only a few good matches, but they're all kind of finishes were cut off.
Far too much talking.
Yeah.
Way too many WWE cast-offs returning.
Yes.
And arguably the worst match of 2026 so far with the Australia's own Inspiration.
Formerly known as the Iconics.
Absolutely dogging it in a tag team match where they lost the belts to the Elegance brand.
Jessa McKay and Cassie Lee, and they are no longer with the company, I believe.
Yeah, well, but apparently they're going elsewhere, but I don't know who'd want them after that performance. I have never seen, Mark, these are two ladies who have been wrestling for at least 15 years each.
Yeah.
They still wrestle like frightened first-year rookies.
Yeah, okay.
They were appalling in this match. Appalling. So I don't know who wants them after this. TNA doesn't want them.
Look, they're very, very nice women.
I've heard that.
They're very popular backstage.
Yep.
They have the kind of, let's just say, presentation of them, their characters. I guess if you're looking for that sort of thing, yeah.
Just don't want to see them wrestle ever again.
Yeah.
But lovely people.
Lovely people.
Yeah. Now, our mate, rapper Little Yachty.
Oh, Little Yachty.
He was
going to play some Little Yachty later on.
Well, I hope so.
Maybe I've got to find a song.
That's any good. He was on a podcast with Logan Paul this week talking about Vince McMahon. Now, Logan Paul thinks that Vince will come back to the WWE to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And he says, and I quote, "I have a weird feeling he'll come back." And I think he means like in a more significant role in the company. So that's a bit of a revelation from someone who's within the heart of the company and the brand, thinking that Vince McMahon will make a comeback to WWE.
Well, look, a lot of people have been going, we want Vince back. I guess it's all forgiven if you can wrestle good or you can put on entertainment. All forgiven.
All forgiven.
All forgiven, they say.
I'll tell you someone who wasn't forgiven. Someone who wasn't forgiven, Trey Miguel, formerly a member of the Rascals, a faction that was in TNA, got signed by AEW. There's 4 of them, but now there's only 3. Trey Miguel was told bye-bye within seconds of signing because the people are above Tony Khan at Warner Brothers Discovery discovered a few nasty tweets of his from about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, that's
indiscreet.
They they don't like that. They certainly will ban a lot of people, and
so he's gone. So last thing before I go, big news: Buff Bagwell still hoping to have one more match despite having a leg amputation last year.
Well, goodness me!
I assume he's going to fight Zach Gowen in a prosthetic leg on a pole match. So Vince Russo, book that for Juggalo Championship Wrestling immediately.
Lots of one-legged takedowns.
Yeah, I guess. Lots of leg sweeps.
But look, it's...
Russian leg sweeps?
He's a fit, athletic guy. If anyone could, Buff could.
And I was going to make some joke about not having a leg to stand on, but can't get to work, so
that's it.
I'll stop.
Well, look, the Babyface broadcast comes to an end. We have had a disaster of a night.
Really?
I don't think any of this planning has actually planned to anything. Been knocked back for the board of wrestling.
Persephone's on board.
You and your ideas. Like, I'm regretting my life decision.
I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on you over these ideas.
I'm regretting my life decision bringing you on board to put on this great wrestling show,
harsh.
but I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it. Look, we're going to have to regroup, I think, for next week.
Okay.
I think we need to give back to the business.
Oh, I like to do
I think
that.
we need to give back to the business.
Sure.
So plans for next week. Giving back to the business here on the Babyface broadcast. We are going to give you guys the greatest wrestling show in Australian wrestling history, folks. So I'm Lord Mark Williamson. On behalf of Dan Leonard, we bid you farewell